Hi everyone, woodsofodin here, second take. Okay, if you've been on YouTube in the past day, you know about the egregious situation in Oklahoma, wherein the legislature overturned a veto by the governor and voted a bill into law that any woman, including rape victims and victims of incest, would have to undergo an ultrasound before an abortion, even if she doesn't want to, even if the doctor does not want to do this to her. And the um, and the instrument, I'm sorry, I don't know the medical terminology, in which to perform the ultrasound must be inserted vaginally if that would provide a better view of the um, I don't fetus or perhaps embryo to be aborted. Yeah, that's pretty sick, and I made a video addressing that, but I mostly addressed the issue of abortion in general, saying that it was not a black and white issue. It was not a dichotomy of, well, it's a matter of choosing the woman's body, choosing a woman's right to have prerogative over what she does with her body versus the life of a child. That's a false dichotomy. And both sides of the issue get lost in that. Now, this case clearly shows that not only are fundamentalist Christians in power, but it shows that it sucks to have fundamentalist Christians in power because they will abuse that power. This is an example of that. So for those of you who think it's just a matter of having occasional blue laws that police don't enforce or something, like you can't, you know, milk a camel on Sunday, stupid laws that nobody ever enforces. No. When fundamentalists get in power, they make really bad laws. They want to control our lives. Most of my subscribers, if not all, are going to understand this point, so I don't have to belabor it. Now then, those of you who really know me know that I am a market anarchist who has a vision of a community where the culture is socialistic, but the market is free. Um, Free associations, meaning I'm not a racist. I don't want to live in a racist community, for example. I would like to live in a fairly secular community. Religion is free. You can practice a religion or you cannot be religious. But if people want to go off and form some race land or something, they're free to do so. That way, the rest of us don't have to deal with stuff like that. The fundamentalists want to actually truly renounce science and live by Levitical laws. They can do that and their community can fail and they can come crawling back to the rest of us and say, okay, we'll live by science. Yeah. Um, so, yeah. So that's my vision, my hope for the future. Um, I don't believe that any any lasting good comes from a monopoly on the use of force, particularly lethal force. Now, however, with with this display of fundamentalist nuttery in politics, then I mean it hits me that we Americans need to resist fundamentalism in our own country. And I think that we should have a political force, some kind of political party that does that specifically, whether it's fundamentalist Christianity, whether it's fundamentalist Islam, whether it's hardline communism or fascism or something of that nature. Not in the sense of, oh, let's be politically correct and make laws against hate speech because, hey, I want to be able to say, gosh darn it, I hate those Nazis. you know, and I want them to be able to say, gosh darn it, you know, I hate that pangender, pansexual freak. Just because it's not right to say something doesn't mean that we don't have the right to say it. Okay? Now then, but if there is a political party that focuses, I mean, really and truly actually focuses on fighting fundamentalism and fights for the rights of, and I don't like using the word right because we can get into, well, you know, point to a natural right or point to a God-given right or, you know, point to a right. Okay, it's a concept. I admit it, fine, it's a concept, but right now it is a useful concept, okay? I mean, like, property, it's a useful concept, okay? So, I would really like to find a political party that actually is focused on resisting the efforts of fundamentalists specifically. And they don't even have to focus on getting a candidate in power necessarily, because if they don't see that it is feasible at this point in time, due to money and due to living under a system that almost enforces a two-party system, they could, for example, focus on putting out educational material or similar to YouTube videos and such, but more in line with politics and saying, in this state there is a vote about gay marriage, and in this state there is this fundamentalist running for office who wants to teach creationism in schools. Now, yes, economically I'm as fiscally conservative as they come, to the point where state capitalism, in my opinion, is a bad idea. It doesn't work. Now, I could, now when I say a socialist society, a socialist culture, I know the words aren't interchangeable, bear with me. I mean people who will, according to natural human instincts, cooperate. Cooperation is not something that has to be forced. Okay? And I'm not keen on things like conspicuous consumption, and I'm not keen on, say, corporate welfare, which wouldn't exist if there wasn't a state, but I digress. However, I can put economic disagreements by the wayside if there is a party in the United States that is specifically targeting fundamentalism and peacefully, important point there, peacefully resisting fundamentalism in all its forms, without trying to censor people, without saying, well, let's ban this book because it's written by a fundamentalist. I mean, if Bob Larson wants to, you know, have his bullshit radio show, that's his right to do so, just like it's my right to say bullshit, bullshit. So, if you know of a party like that, please let me know, and please don't recommend Democrat or Republican to me. Libertarian Party, I'm very disillusioned with. Green Party, I don't like their economics, but I'm still willing to hear them out. Again, if they are fighting fundamentalism, I mean really and truly, if that is their focus, then I can put my economic disagreements by the wayside. So let me know. And I'm going to sit for a minute before I stop recording so YouTube does not cut me off. And if you got this